Welcome everyone to Discover Long Island Live at Pine Hollow today, Pine Hollow Country Club. We are a full-service, family-centric country club located on the North Shore of Long Island. It is approximately a quarter of a mile down the road from Rothman's Steakhouse, just to give you a little perspective of location. We offer 18-hole golf course, 8 hard-true tennis courts, numerous restaurant outlets, and aquatic facility for our membership. So that includes an Olympic-sized pool and a kiddie pool. So today, the format is Chef Phil, our executive chef here at Pine Hollow. He is going to make a pasta dish. Heidi, our marketing director, she is going to give you guys a tour after the cooking class. And we will be here for any questions that you guys have. And with that, welcome, and I'm going to turn it over to Phil.
Right. Hello, Long Island. So we are today going to venture off into an awesome pasta dish that I would say is going to be easy for anyone at home to prepare, especially in these times. But before that, just a little bit about what we do here. I'm the executive chef of Pine Hollow Country Club for the last 2 years. Before that, I was on the South Shore of Long Island at another private country club. So I found my hopefully final home at Pine Hollow, which is a great place. We do a lot of catered affairs, weddings, and everything that gives me the chance to be creative and get really close with the membership and brides and grooms and the whole 9 yards of all the guests we serve on a regular basis. So with that, I get to bring to you today a great pasta dish that kind of derived a little bit from a little spice of it from Italy. I think many people may have come across their own version. It's a tutto in a pasta, which is an all-in-one pasta dish. So I've started to do this at home since we've been home so often now. You can only cook so many times and venture off into different things. This is nice and quick and easy. You kind of set it and forget it. You just prepare your items, everything we have in front of us, we're going to prepare so we can show you how to cut it, how to chop it, clean it, dice it, and so on and so forth. And then you're just going to put it all in the pot and walk away for the most part, occasionally stirring, of course. All right, so with that said, we're going to start. Make sure at home you have a nice pot. It could be a taller pot, shorter pot. This is a nice classic rondeau that we use in our kitchen. Okay, perfect size. I love this stainless steel, better for the food. Any type of better metal is always better for you to cook in. Whenever you're using metal or any type of, try not to use aluminum, copper, or anything like that. Always prefer to use wooden spoons. Okay, when you scratch the bottom of the pot with your metal spoons, like so, you're going to impart some of that metal flavor into your food. It'll be masked and disguised, but it's in there. So from there, we're going to start. We have a batch cooking already, so if you see the steam, unfortunately you can't smell it. It is delicious, but we're going to start off with prepping the ingredients. Right here I have some fresh roasted peppers, tomatoes, cherry tomatoes. Okay, we have some nice beautiful beef steaks, shredded Parmesan, basil, and the list goes on. You can literally do anything you want in this dish. You can get some fresh arugula, finish it at the end with the arugula, baby spinach, artichokes, anything, zucchini. You want to make it sort of like a pasta primavera. It's a great twist. So I'm going to start off just by prepping out my ingredients. Start off with your cutting board, nice and clean, sharp knife. Always good to have maybe a Santoku knife where the sides don't adhere to the food or stick to the food. Kind of prevents you from cutting yourself. We're going to take an onion. All right, so I'll start off with a whole onion, already peeled. Okay, so at home, take your onion, sit the bottom on the cutting board, always work in the center of your cutting board. Knife up against your knuckles, cut down the center, remove the root, just like so. You're gonna cut at an angle. Cut it at an angle. All right, don't waste anything. So from there, I like to just cut off the ends. All right, and we're gonna just put the scraps to the side. All right. Always work with your food that needs to be prepared or cut to the left, your finished product to the right, and in the center, you're going to do all your cutting, chopping, dicing. Right here, we're going to julienne the onion. All right, so julienne is just a nice fine julienne, a thicker julienne. You can do it like the size of a chopstick, per se. Okay, so from there, follow the contour of your onion, and you're just gonna go up and down. Okay, up and down, nice and easy, just like so. Okay, and would you mind, Brian, my lovely assistant? Yes. Pass me those bowls over there, please. Thank you. All right, so we're gonna just put that to the side while we're waiting on the bowl. All right, keep continuing to chop up your onions. All right. You can dice the onions if you prefer. This is just preference at this point. Take everything, put it into your mixing bowl or any type of bowl you have at home. Reserve it to the side. From there, take your scraps. If you have a compost unit at home, you can take all your scraps and save it or add it to it, depending on what stage you're at in your compost. Okay, we try to encourage utilizing all your scraps, all your food products. So from there, we're gonna take the tomato. All right, I'm gonna cut it in half, and we're just going to cut out that center core. Try not to. All right, so from there, we're going to take the tomato, thick slices. Cut your tomato, the half tomato, into 3 slices. Okay? Right there, turn it over. Make sure your knife is extremely sharp or relatively sharp when you're cutting the back side of the tomato or the skin. So this way, you can get through it without bruising the tomatoes too much. Yes, it is all going to go in the pot and basically be macerated, but as a chef, we like to start with fine ingredients, properly prepared, and so on. So from there, just slice it, 3 slices, 3 slices, turn it around, dice it, okay? And you're gonna end up with some large dice. Take that, put it in your bowl, reserve that to the side, okay? All right, we'll wipe down the cutting board a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna shut off that other pasta that's cooking right now. So next, I chose to put roasted peppers along with the recipe. Doesn't call for it, but I enjoy eating a nice roasted pepper in my pasta. Okay, so from there, you're gonna take the roasted pepper, cut it in half, open it up, dice it, turn it, and you're gonna slice it, and then just dice. Okay, push it off to the side again. We got some seeds here. Take your seeds out. Be very careful with the seeds on your cutting board. It's a very common way to cut your fingers because the knife, the tip of the knife hits the seed, jumps, and it will definitely grab your finger, and you don't want that. Not a fun day at home. So from there, start dicing it up. Need me to go a little louder?
A little louder.
All right, a little louder. Feel like we're in a nightclub, screaming over here. All right, so there we go. We're gonna take everything, just put it right into the bowl. Okay. Again, wipe your board, keeping it clean, your knife. Okay. And then from there, we're going to take some basil. So the basil, doesn't matter. You could take maybe a half a bunch. Basil, the stems are relatively soft and brittle, so they're not going to be, they're not woodsy like thyme or rosemary, so you don't have to be too particular about removing the stems. Okay, just the real big thick ones. From there, we're gonna kind of bunch it all up right in the center. Okay, and you're gonna slice down, do a chiffonade or a julienne. You can chop it if you prefer. I like to have a little bit substance of my basil in my pasta. I don't want it to just disappear. Okay, so we're gonna take that, perfect. All right there, throw it in your bowl nicely. Okay, I have some nice cherry tomato. We're gonna use that as well. Okay, so you're gonna need some olive oil, some shredded or grated Parmesan cheese. Okay, and we can also use some red onion. Red onion is a nice sweeter type onion, imparts a little bit better flavor. So I'm going to use a little mixture of both. Okay. Now from there, take your rondeau or a large pot. You can do almost like a stir fry pot as well. The wok, just to anything that's deep. Whatever you have at home that is deep and will fit all the ingredients in one. You can turn the flame up on high, get your pan just kind of lightly warm. You don't have to really wait for it to be scalding hot. Okay. In the meantime, I have some nice pesto. So if you like a nice basil pesto, nuts, no nuts, make sure anybody you're feeding is not allergic to nuts. So here we have a nice basil pesto with no nuts. Okay. And we're gonna now assemble the pasta dish. All you need to do is, again, assemble it. Just put it all in the pot. There's no sauteing, no sweating, no toasting of garlic or anything like that. Okay, so with that, you start off with one pitcher, approximately a half a gallon, 48 ounces of water. Okay, then from there, my white wine. Now this is per the person cooking. If you like wine, add a little more. White wine, you can use Chablis, anything, Chardonnay, whatever you have left over from the night before, if anybody was up late drinking. Okay, take your olive oil, pour that in. It's about a quarter cup of olive oil. You can add a little more, you can add a lot more. Now with this, I do like butter. So I'm gonna add a nice slab of butter, okay? Unsalted, of course. And from there, we're gonna take a little bit of Parmesan. This is shredded. You can use grated. I actually prefer grated. Okay. And then we're gonna start with the ingredients. All right. Take everything and now just pour everything right into the pot. Okay? You want to get a little closer, you can, and you can get a good view of that pasta dish in the making. Okay, take tongs or a pasta fork at home, stir everything around. Okay, it's on nice and high. Beautiful. Okay, so it's nice and colorful. At this point, you can take some basil pesto. Just sprinkle that around. You can add a little tomato paste to give it a little bit more body, but rest assured this will have plenty of body to it due to the starch in the pasta. Okay, so it may look a little watery right now as you're assembling everything, and it may look like a lot of water, but it will thicken up. So there we go. We're gonna add a pound of pasta. Okay. Right there. Now you just submerge that pasta in the broth, okay? Because now you've created a nice broth. All right, it's no more just pasta water. It's a flavored broth. And we're gonna look for the salt and pepper. Here we go. A little salt and pepper in there. Be careful, you can always add more. All right, so from there, the water is gonna start to boil. Once it boils, lower it down a little bit to a medium-high heat, okay? You can add some fresh garlic, artichokes. A great thing to add is taking a whole garlic clove and toast it, roast them in the oven, so it sweetens up the garlic, and just sprinkle them in the dish, in the pot. Okay, so now while that's ready to come to a boil, you always need a little bit of Italian bread with your pasta. Okay, so we're gonna take a nice freshly baked baguette. I'm gonna cut it up. I'm gonna do a little garlic bread. Okay, so with that, serrated knife at home or really sharp knife. If you want to make everybody happy at home, make some garlic bread. They'll enjoy it. So I have some garlic, fresh basil, parsley, everything in one here. What I did was I heated up the extra virgin olive oil and added the basil and the garlic in it just to infuse the oil. So in case you're not getting enough garlic on there, at least the oil is infused with the garlic and basil flavor. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. Now, a nice generous portion of your nice garlic oil. Okay, just hold the tip there, brush them back and forth, lather it up. Beautiful. All right. So with this, you can toast it in the oven, or, which I like to do and I prefer, is light up the grill, providing it's summer like it is now, and grill your bread. Nice piece of Italian bread or any type of sourdough, ciabatta, nice rustic bread, crunchy. Okay, grilled is amazing. All right, sometimes actually the other night just used it as a starch. Didn't even bother to cook a potato or a rice or anything. We just did some nice grilled bread. Okay, so from here, sprinkle it with a little salt and pepper. All right, and you're gonna pop that in the oven or on the grill. But definitely go on the grill with it. Okay, so from there, now we can maybe get this microphone away from me a little bit. Okay, so from there, we have the finished product. Okay, would you mind grabbing me a nice, beautiful pasta bowl?
Yes.
So we can display it. All right, so from there, I have the dish done already. So as it's finished, if you see it needs a little something, you're gonna do your little taste test at home. Okay, this is where I'm gonna finish it. I didn't put butter in this one. Okay, the butter will also give it a little bit of body. Okay. You can also add some red pepper chili flakes to it. I did some yesterday, added a little bit more when it was finished, and you get a nice little kick in there. It really rounds out the flavors a little bit as well. So from there, I'm gonna add a little more cheese, a little more basil pesto. Okay. It's a very forgiving dish. You don't need to be exact with any of the amounts. You can simply just taste it. If it needs more, you add more. It's that beautiful. Okay, beautiful. Thank you, sir. Okay, so from there, we can finish with some more tomatoes, some more fresh basil. It's kind of like just going into, if you have a garden at home or into your produce drawer, fruit and vegetable drawers in the fridge, see what's in there and go to town. All right. So from there, put it right in the center of your plate. Beautiful. Make sure you get some of the tomatoes, the roasted peppers. Don't leave anybody behind that's only eating pasta. Okay. All right, and then you take a nice ladle, spoon, anything you have, and pour some of the sauce over it. Before you serve it, I always like to give it a nice wipe. Presentation is everything. Okay. It's one thing to make delicious food, it's another thing to present it well. Okay. You have some leftover basil, take a nice sprig and put it right in the top. Okay, and then once your bread is toasted, you'll put it on the side. I would prefer a big piece like that. You don't have to make a big piece, but there's your dish. And that's your tutto pasta, all-in-one pasta dish, everything in your pot. It literally, you could actually walk away. You saw I haven't been really nursing this at all. It's been very self-contained and easy to prepare. So I hope that was enlightening for some. Some others may have seen it. Maybe this will give you a little bit of a differentiation to it. And I hope you enjoyed the demonstration.
Thank you, Chef Phil. I know we were having some technical difficulties with the volume when we first started, so I just want to welcome everybody and thank everybody for watching Discover Long Island at Pine Hollow Country Club. I'm Brian Lau, the general manager. Chef Phil, who just did the presentation, awesome dish, so thank you very much. Just to recap of what Pine Hollow consists of, we are located on the north shore of Long Island in East Norwich, which is about a quarter mile away from Rothman Steakhouse, if you're familiar with that. We are a full-service, family-centric country club, focusing basically on every aspect of life for our members and guests. So we have an 18-hole golf course, we have 8 Har-Tru tennis courts, Olympic-sized pool for the adults, a kiddie-sized pool for the kids, and various restaurants throughout the property, which includes the Halfway House, our great lawn. Heidi is actually going to give you a quick tour of what Pine Hollow consists of, and with that, I'm going to turn it over to Heidi.
Hello everyone. I'm going to just walk through the clubhouse a little and then we'll go out the front. I'll show you the pool, a little bit of our outside grounds, and the golf course. If you have any questions, put it in the comments, and if you happen to want the recipe for this dish, put your email in the comments and I'd be happy to send it to you.
So this is our terrace room. We hold numerous events here at Pine Hollow. So we may have a bar mitzvah, we may have a wedding. We use this room also for member dining. So lunches, we use this room, and for wedding ceremonies, you use this room also. So right this way. So this is the hallway, red room. We utilize this for private dinners up to 16 people, meeting space for those who are having business meetings. These two rooms now you're looking at are our living rooms. This is a social gathering point. When people first come to the club, they can relax before going having lunch or and this is another large living room. Same concept. People socialize here right before they come for dinner or lunches. Actually, we'll go out on the lawn quick.
I don't want to lose Wi-Fi.
Actually, okay, we'll go around this way. Main entrance of the club. So this is the main entrance to Pine Hollow. Members that are working here right now. So main access point to the club. So we provide valet service for our members and guests, and then they're escorted back into the clubhouse. We also do provide housing for our staff and also for some of our membership. So upstairs on the second and third floor are numerous rooms that accommodate our members and our staff. This used to be a Vanderbilt estate, so it is large, about 78,000 square feet of the clubhouse and 133 acres of property. That consists obviously of the golf course, tennis to the club. Back into the terrace room. So this is our great lawn. We hold numerous here. We have 600 to 800 people depending on any given year. And we'll also do kids carnivals, Memorial Day events, such like that. And then to the left, straight ahead, is the golf course. So that is a beautiful amenity that we offer our members. 18 holes golf course, meticulously kept by our superintendent, Brett Pevich. Does an amazing job. And we'll go back in. So with that being said, hopefully we gave you a little snippet of what we offer here at Pine Hollow. I want to thank Chef Phil for his easy, amazing pasta dish, and Heidi, our marketing director, for help putting this together. And if you guys have any questions at all, you can email Heidi at pinehollowcc.org or myself, Brian. I'm the general manager, so Brian at pinehollowcc.org. Like I said, we hold numerous events, weddings, bar mitzvahs, golf outings, private dinners, fundraisers. If any of you guys are interested in any event, please contact either Heidi or myself. With that being said, I wish you guys an amazing, amazing week. Stay safe, stay healthy, and talk to you soon.